Right. Okay, we're flashing on the blue lights and we're making lines on the noisy things.
Cool. Then let's
Sorry.
boogie.
Let's boogie.
Boogie.
Okay. I don't like. Oh no. Okay. Right. Fair enough.
Yeah, it's because it goes off straight away. It's a bit disconcerting.
Well, it's more the fact that when I went to lock the screen to make sure I didn't accidentally knock anything,
Yeah.
the little icon to say the recording disappeared. I was like, oh no.
Oh no. Scary.
But it's fine. It's fine.
Okay.
Supposedly, it's still recording.
Well, we'll find out.
Well.
If not, we'll have to retake episode 14 for a third time.
Oh dear. Oh
Yeah.
no.
Oh dear. Right. Anyway, how's thou?
Better.
Better.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had a really bad head cold last week. So when you
Oh,
were
really?
like, yeah, when you were like, sorry, gonna have to cancel the podcast and everything because
Yeah.
godparents are visiting, I was like, oh thank God.
I'm dying. Oh dear. Oh
Yeah.
God, you are a bit chesty as well.
I am still.
I didn't notice that at the cinema.
Yeah, it's getting better, but it's like whenever I walk out into the cold air, it catches in my chest and it sets me off again.
Oh wow.
So but yeah, I'm getting there.
Yeah. Well, at least I'm not the only one that was ill.
No, for once.
That's been like 2 weeks on the bounce, and it was like I was ill, and then we had a week where I was fine, and then you were ill.
Yeah, and this is because it's me. I don't normally get ill.
No, you don't.
Thank you, Carl, for telling us it's cold. We know.
Yes. My nipples know.
We make an orange juice.
I am orange juice, mate. I make a grapefruit juice. It's cold outside.
Lovely.
I feel like I'm bloody Tom Jones.
Tom Jones.
Baby, it's cold outside.
Is that Tom Jones?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Are you positive?
Yeah. Well, he certainly did one with Madonna.
Yeah, but the famous version that everyone knows is not him. Surely.
I think it is.
Well, funnily enough, you can use your phone
I can.
because you're not
This is
recording.
also like another cool reason that we can fact check stuff as we go. Baby, it's cold outside.
Isn't it Frank Sinatra?
Well, Tom Jones has done one. Look, baby, it's cold outside. Tom Jones, featuring Carice Matthews.
All right. Okay.
That's the one I was thinking.
Okay.
Because that's the one when he's the devil and she's an angel.
Okay, but I'm talking about like the original one where like the music video is in black and white and.
Yeah, but my joke wouldn't have worked if it wasn't the Tom Jones one.
Would it not have?
Well, no, because they would never have said it. I feel like Tom Jones.
Yeah, this is true.
Right.
But yeah.
So you've been feeling ill.
I've been feeling ill, and you know, I don't know about you, but my parents brought me up on the belief of if you're not at hospital or on the porcelain phone to God, you go to work.
Yeah.
And it's then work's job to send you home. But of course, post-COVID,
Yeah, it's all of it.
it's all a bit iffy there. So I was sitting there sort of like dying, and they're like, go home. I was like, no, I'm fine. You know. But I was still relatively okay. It was literally just coughing my lungs up. I felt like okay within myself, but there was one day where my coughing kept me up, and I had like all of 3 hours sleep.
Oh my God.
And this is how you know I was bad. I went to work without contact lenses in.
Good Lord.
Yes. I walked in, everyone's like, "Oh, you're wearing glasses." I was like, "Yeah, it's not a good thing."
You know I'm dying when I've got my glasses.
When I cannot be bothered to put contact lenses in, that means something has gone wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, no, you don't. Unless it's like first thing in the morning, or it's like really last thing at night, you are in contacts 24.
Yeah. Of course, when we fly to America, I'll be in glasses because I'm not wearing contact lenses for 11 hours.
No.
I'm not stupid.
No.
But yeah, and they're like, "Oh, they look lovely on you." I was like, "Leave me to die." But yeah, I had about 2 or 3 hours and I was ill, and everyone was saying I looked really bad and like a proper zombie, like really pale and everything. And it got to about 3:30, and I kind of like curled up on my chair, and someone was complaining about a customs entry, and he's like, "It just doesn't make sense," and I just went, "Nothing makes sense anymore." And he just turned around to me and was like, "Go home." I was like, "But it's only an hour and a half left. I may as well stay
And wallow in self-pity.
You know, so yeah. Plus, of course, like, you know, if I did go home, I would have to validate that by going to bed and not being able to play video games.
But they wouldn't have known that.
Yes, but I would have, and I'm a good boy. You know these things. I'm a good boy.
Depends on who you talk to.
Yes.
Mm.
So then, how was your week?
Yeah, because it's been like 2 weeks seeing each other
Yes.
again. Yeah, it's been alright. Obviously, Famalam was down, which I haven't seen before. We were trying to make it like figure it out, and we can't decide whether or not it's been like like the last time I saw them properly and spent like a decent amount of time with them may have been post-COVID.
Weren't they down for your mum's birthday party?
Yeah, but that was like in a group setting.
Oh,
you know what I mean? Like, actually, like just me and them.
Yeah.
Spent time with each other and things like that, and because obviously, like when I was younger, we used to go up and like spend Christmas and New Year with them and things like that.
Yeah.
So, like this was like the first time I had spent like time by myself with them.
Right.
For a good couple of years. Other times it's kind of been mixed in. Obviously mum's party, mum and dad's anniversary and things like that.
Yeah.
But again, that was like very brief. You know, it wasn't like it was kind of more of a quick catch up and intermingle with other people.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, that was that. And then like work's been once again crazy busy. Apparently, the cost of living crisis does not count in where I live. I know it's a wealthy-ish area, but there is still loads of families and everything. But apparently, they don't matter because apparently they've got the beans to spend in my place.
Yeah. And your place isn't like we discussed this last week, even though the last week recording never it doesn't exist anymore because your phone stopped recording.
Yeah.
But we discussed, and your place isn't the cheapest of restaurants.
No, but it's not also the most expensive.
No.
For the quality of, and we've had this discussion with regulars before, is that the quality of the food that you get is really high.
Yeah.
There's a really high standard for a reasonable price.
Yeah.
You know, so we do, and that, you know, we've had this discussion before about the sense of we'd rather have like a good pricing structure and ensure that we're always busy, as opposed to have a high pricing structure but then only have a small amount of people in.
Yeah.
So it swings and roundabouts.
Like you're the kind of place where I would consider it a special occasion kind of place. You're that price level for me.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And you know, the fact that you've got regulars who go there pretty much
once a week.
Yeah. It's just mental.
Yeah.
You know, it's like no. That's the prices of this is a special occasion of something big's happened.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Let's put it this way: we've got a really good customer, and he's one of those guys that's like really chill. You wouldn't. He's obviously got money.
Yeah.
So we serve like a roasted scallop on the shell. Okay.
Yeah.
$4.95 a scallop. Okay. And he normally orders 10 as a starter. Then he orders 10 as a starter at $4.95. You do the math.
I can do the math. Yes.
Okay.
We're talking about the little things for $4.95.
Yeah.
Just one of them.
Well, they're about that. They're about that.
But are you trying to do the whole thing where you get to punch me now because it's above the waist? It won't count.
Whee! That's blue. But yeah, no, it's, you know, the people that do come there do have money.
Yeah.
But then there are also people, like you said, will come to us for special occasions.
Yeah. No, I get that. Because when I tell my parents about where you work, and they're like, "Let's go," and I'm like, "No."
Absolutely not.
And they're like, "Why?" And I was like, "Well, firstly, it's a seafood restaurant," and my dad instantly goes, "Oh, not going."
Yep.
Because my dad's idea of seafood is tuna and salmon, and cod if it's battered.
Yeah.
You know, but that's my dad's limit on seafood.
Mm-hmm.
The basic three.
Yeah.
My mum's a little bit better, but she's not great at it.
Yeah.
You know, I never ate prawns until I was like, what, 13, 14?
That's the same with like me. My parents don't really, unless it's like battered or something, they don't like
battered and deep fried.
Battered and deep fried. You know, they're not interested in seafood. So
yeah.
But I think that's also like a generational thing.
Yeah.
You know, I think a lot of people might not have necessarily had money to be splashing out all those years ago on prawns and everything else. But then my mum grew up in a fishing village where basically the main source of food was like mackerel.
Yeah.
And so she didn't have a choice. It was you either have roasted mackerel for dinner
or you don't eat.
Or you don't eat.
Yeah.
And that's why she doesn't like especially like strong oily fish.
Yeah, no, I get that.
You know. So
but then also with my parents, of course, you know my parents, great as anything.
Yep.
I remember growing up, and it would be you got one drink per meal.
Yeah.
That's it. You had to like proper
pace yourself.
sip it and pace it because you only got that one drink per meal.
Yeah.
Because I can remember like the first time me and you went out for a meal, like as adults.
Yeah.
And like I had one drink and I was like sipping it, and you were there like with your drink that you'd bought, you tap your glass of water, you were down in them both, and I was like, whoa, calm down. And you're like, what are you talking about?
Yeah. I was like, I'm paying.
Yeah.
If I'm buying, I'm gonna have whatever drink I want. I'm not wasting away.
Yeah. Not dying of thirst.
Yeah, exactly. I'm not gonna be one of those people that only orders tap water.
Yeah. But yeah, it was just. So my parents will never go to your place because it's just they're completely wrong clientele.
Yeah.
They may go to the sister restaurant, the pizzeria.
Yeah, I think that would be more them.
I mean, they like pizza, so
yeah.
Who doesn't like pizza? Comment below if you don't like pizza, because we need to know who you are and we need to study you.
Yeah, for scientific purposes.
For scientific purposes.
And then we'll put you out your misery.
Yeah. We need to study you with this baseball bat.
Okay, well, I have an employee that doesn't like pizza because she doesn't like melted cheese. So, okay. So it's like this, because we were taking the piss out of her the other day for it, right? Is that she is one of those ones that she will have cold pizza because the pizza's set. Okay. Like the cheese is set.
Cold pizza's still good.
Cold pizza's good, okay. But if she's having like spaghetti bolognese, right? I can't believe this.
Come on, be nice.
No, I don't want to be nice. It's ridiculous. She'll spin the spaghetti on the spoon.
Yeah.
And then dip it in some cheese on the like grated cheese on the side, and then eat it because she can't grate the cheese on top because it will melt.
Okay.
Yes, Ben. We've had many discussions about this at work.
So if she doesn't like pizza,
yep,
because of the melted cheese,
yep.
Now I'm going to blaspheme for a second.
Okay.
Could she not order the pizza without cheese?
She does.
Of course she does.
If she's in a restaurant and she can't have it cold, like, you know, if she was like to come to our other place,
because that's what a restaurant will do: serve you cold pizza.
Exactly. So what she does is she orders a cheeseless pizza.
Yeah. Because they do them now for like the gluten frees and the vegans and all that kind of thing.
Because you can get vegan cheese.
You can also get vegan cheese.
The place
but vegan cheese is way more plasticky when it melts than normal cheese.
Yeah, it's awful. But there are some pizzas that are designed to like a Mariana or a Napolitana or something. You know, so it can be done.
It can be done. We have the technology.
So, but yeah, and then. That's been about pretty much my week. Obviously, I had my staff party.
Yes. Did you make a fool of yourself? Come on. Did you get drunk and make a fool of yourself?
Not so much a fool of myself, but I did lose against the manager v manager pool contest. But by this time, I was so drunk that as I leant down to the table, I had to stand back up because I was so dizzy. I thought I was going to fall over. So I feel like it was unfair advantage.
Okay. Was there a forfeit for losing?
I just had to buy some drinks. So it wasn't too bad. And they didn't take the piss too much. It was all right. It was within budget.
Yeah. I mean, if there was like a forfeit of, you have to do an extra shift, you have to cover someone, I would be like, fool, you should have waited until you'd won that competition.
I was basically dragged onto it as I was like so drunk, and I was like, the other manager was like, yeah, come on, let's do a manager v manager. And then everybody was just like, yeah, you should do it. And of course, Milo, yeah, go on, Paddy, you can do it. And I was like, I'm too drunk to do it.
This is actually a question I had for you.
Ooh.
Because, of course, when I've worked in hospitality, I've always worked in chain places.
Yep.
So when you have your staff party for Christmas, generally you get another team from another site to cover.
Yeah.
But of course, with you guys, you're just a little independent place.
Well, yeah, there's just the 2 restaurants.
And as you said, you've just said you had both teams there.
Yeah.
Did the places both close for the night?
Yes, actually.
Oh.
And that was the first time that they have ever closed for a staff party, because normally it's a forfeit situation and somebody has to work.
Yeah.
But normally with my lot, the chefs normally work, because normally it's just like a piss up in a function, a function hall or something. But this time, because we went to, and I'll quote them, it was a really, really good time, and it was in Boom Battle Bar in Ipswich, the axe throwing place, and it was really, really cool. It was really good, and because it was an event that everybody really wanted to do, not all the chefs wanted to go, so therefore they didn't want to work. So that means there wasn't actually anybody to stay behind and cook. So the owners were just like, well, I guess we'll have to close then.
There's your answer. Do something that all your team actually want to do.
Well, yeah, but normally it's just like they normally just do the piss up, because that's just kind of like quick and easiest and cheaper way. As you think about how much money they've spent like on the booking of the thing for the axe throwing, because you can go in there and don't have to do the axe throwing, and it is just like an open bar.
Yeah.
With like,
but why would you go there and not do the axe throwing?
Yeah, exactly that. But like that was like 20, 25 quid a head, and there was 40 of us.
Oh,
find it, don't quote it. And then
I was so shocked at the price.
I know.
What?
A Scotsman and an American paid money?
That is our version of a spit take, because we can't drink, so I have to crunch the gears.
Yeah. Works. Oh dear. Yeah, and then they did a coach for a big group.
Oh wow! So they proper went for it then.
Yeah. The only people that didn't get on the coach were basically like me and a few others from my place that couldn't get to the coach in time because we were still open for lunch.
Yeah, because you were trying to be smarmy and make fun of me.
What do you mean?
When your message of first time being in a car that hasn't sped for a while. I think you caught me at a bad moment, because my responses...
You weren't happy about that.
My responses were cruel. And I kind of reread the back and was like, is that too harsh?
Because you know I was only joking.
Of course I know you were only joking, but you got to remember, I shall repeat, I was not well this past week.
Yeah, but I didn't know you weren't well.
You didn't.
Otherwise I wouldn't have said it. But I would have like, no, Ben's not well. I won't be me.
And so, yeah, I snapped.
Yeah, you did a little bit. It's like, ooh, touchy.
I was waiting for a comment of, oh, guess who's on their period? I was waiting for that comment to come
I did
back.
think about it, but I was just like, he's clearly in a bad mood. Something's going on. I'll find out later.
I was ill. I was dying.
Yeah. But, yeah, overall, really good experience. And if you get a chance to do Boom Battle Bar, I suggest you do it. And anybody else that you might know, anybody that's listening that might want to do it, who's thinking about it as an event, definitely book it, definitely go. It's a really, really good time, really worth it. And there you go. That's
well done for your plug. You're not going to get any vouchers.
Probably not. But who knows?
Who knows? So, I believe you wanted to discuss something today?
I did.
Ooh, okay. Oh, we're having a Paddy rant.
We're having a Paddy rant, Ben.
Oh my goodness me! Episode 14 and we're finally having a Paddy rant.
We're having a Paddy rant, okay? Because I'm annoyed, right?
Can I also say, just Paddy rant sounds hilarious, and I just think of a really angry small Irishman.
What do you think you're doing? What do you think you're fucking doing? Yeah. Right, and I'll tell you what do they think they're fucking doing on these trains, okay? I know we don't get political on this, okay? And I fully appreciate the fact that it's a tough subject and everybody wants more money and X, Y, and Z, okay? And everybody is also trying to save money as well, okay? It's a very tough and economic climate that we're in at the moment, okay? And I don't dispute that, okay? But when I go to the train station at 5 o'clock in the afternoon to catch a train, I expect the ticket box office to be open. I do. Not a sign saying, sorry, we're going to close early today.
Okay.
When they're supposed to be open to... don't interrupt, I haven't finished.
No, I will let you rant. I will let you do your Paddy rant, because you let me do my rant. So.
Yeah, okay. So I then waited for an a member of staff on the floor.
Mhm.
Okay. I was like, what's going on? Nobody. No train conductors or anything like that. Like, you know when they're like the people with the paddles?
Yeah.
Yeah? None of them. Not on my station. Normally there is.
Yep.
Okay. Nobody. Right. Okay. Well,
Station guards, they're called.
yeah, station guards. I will get on the train and buy a ticket from the conductor.
Okay.
No conductor.
Mm-hmm.
Get off at my station,
Yeah.
and as I go through to where like the Starbucks and everything is at Ipswich Station is,
Yes.
I see a conductor. I go up to him and I'm standing. He goes, "Is everything all right?" I go, "Yeah, I'd like to purchase a ticket because there was nobody at the window at my station." And he goes, "Which one was that?" I said, "Manningtree." Geezer was like, "Okay, well, I have to call them up and confirm that they're not there." And I said, "Well, they won't answer because they're not there."
Okay.
And he went, "Well, I'll be the judge of that." I said, "Okay." So I stood there for 5 minutes, and he rang, and he rang, and he rang. And he said, "Oh, there's no answer." And I said, "That's because they're not there." And he was just like, "Okay." Well, I said, "Well, it's £6.60 a ticket, and I wanted to pay cash." And he was just like,
That's why you wanted to pay on the front.
"Yes."
Right. Okay.
Okay. Yeah, okay. I neglected to mention I wanted to pay cash.
Yes. I was sitting here thinking,
Going,
train line.
Yeah. No, I wanted to pay cash because every penny counts on the card. Don't they?
Yes.
As we were discussing earlier.
Yep.
So I wanted to pay cash because I had the cash. I had exactly £6.60 in cash.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, sweet, banging.
Mm-hmm.
It's bad enough that a 5-minute train journey costs £6.60 for a single ticket.
Yes.
But either way, okay. He then said, "Well, technically, I should be fining you." And I said, "Well, you're not going to fine me because there was nobody at the station." And he said, "Well, you should have used a ticket machine." And I said, "Well, ticket machines don't take cash." And he said, "No, they do." I said, "They don't." And I said, "That one there says card only, card only, card only, card only, card only, card only, card only." And he said, "Yes, but the one right at the end there takes cash." And I said, "Okay, well, Manningtree doesn't have one then." And he said, "The reason why we're striking is because all of the smaller places, like Manningtree, okay, are having their hours cut, and then they're all having ticket machines, and there should be," he said, "I'm not disputing that there might not be, but every station should have at least one machine that accepts cash."
Yes.
I said, "Okay," I said, "if that's the case, fine, then I apologise, but to my knowledge, and I've been living there for several years now, there is only card machine ones." And he said, "Well, for this one instance, that's fine, and I will accept that." He said, "But next time, just double check to make sure that there is a cash machine." Now, that's fine, but, and I fully appreciate the fact that like I said, it's a very difficult time, and that's why everybody's striking, and everything else, and X, Y, and Z. But if you can't even have a conductor on a mainline train that's travelled from London Liverpool Street to go to Norwich City, and you can't afford to have one conductor on there, you're cutting hours in the wrong fucking place. Because you can guarantee, like there was at Ipswich Station, there was the guy standing there, and there was a guy on one side of one guard by the train as I was getting off.
Mm-hmm.
There was one guard standing on the other platform, and then when I went up and over and by the ticket barrier, there was 5 guards standing by the ticket thing.
Yeah.
Now, I know, and I've said this before, I fully appreciate I work in a restaurant when we were talking about Cineworld and their labour spend and everything else. Okay? And I know I run a restaurant. However, that does not seem like the correct use of hours. I'm sorry, it's not. If you've got a train that's 12 carriages long and anybody can get on and off at any time, All you need to do is, if I was going to a different station, if I was going from a small station to a small station, and there was no, and I knew that there's no conductor on the main line from London Liverpool to Norwich, I could travel on there for 20 minutes, 25 minutes, half an hour, 40 minutes. If I know it's a small station to a small station where there's nobody checking tickets. So where's their fucking logic? Where's their mind at? And for that, now you can answer. I've had my rants. Right. Now you can say what you want to say.
I'm dying to go check Manningtree Station to see if there's a cash machine.
Okay, and there might genuinely be. I know there's 3 machines, so there might be one as a cash.
Yeah.
But I've never ever seen anybody use cash at a machine. I've always seen people pull out card.
Yeah.
Because obviously the cash machine does cash and card.
Yes.
So one would logically dictate that they're like, it's like the Tesco Express.
Yeah.
All the self-checkouts are card only now.
Yes.
So that's where my logic is dictated.
Is
that everything is card only, because obviously there's so many businesses and everything are trying to go cashless.
Yeah.
When we went to Boom Battle Bar, they didn't accept cash. It was card only, and they were a bar. You know.
Yeah.
And I fully appreciate. Well,
Fludgers is card only now.
Are they really?
Yeah.
Are they? Wow.
I think they brought that in over COVID, and then they've just not gone back.
Well, he's an accountant as well, so
He's
he
the
can't
accountant.
hide it. He now can't hide anything.
Yeah. Yeah, you can't speak when you've got your mouth full of water.
No, I was just saying, and continue on what you were saying.
I'm pretty much I'm gonna drop you off, and then I'm gonna go to the station.
Well, I fully expect you to turn right instead of dropping me off and us doing a loop. I'm happy to do this. And I fully appreciate the fact that, yes, okay, there might be one that's cash. But at 5 o'clock, during peak time and peak hours,
yeah,
why is
I mean, it's not like it's a weekend. It's the rush hour home.
It's a rush hour home, and there's no conductor. The train was packed.
Yeah.
Anybody could have been on there.
Yeah. Plus, you could have snuck behind someone as they were going through the barrier. You could have quickly behind them.
Or I could have just bought and because you know what London Liverpool Street is, you can go through any gate at any time.
Yeah.
You can go through a gate and then walk up the other side. You could have got a £10 ticket and just walked up and then gone onto the train that should have been like 50 quid.
Yeah.
They're not using their mind properly.
No.
And I fully appreciate the fact that they might be getting underpaid X, Y, Z, and the guy was very kind, and he just said, just make sure you just check and everything. He said, I will give you the benefit of the doubt this time.
Yeah.
And it's not. I'm not that kind of person. You know, I'm not I wouldn't.
You're a criminal. You're a crook. You're a thief.
I'm a thief. You know what I'm saying? I'm not that kind of guy. But you would have thought on a peak train where there's hundreds of people on that train, and anybody could have been on there, that they should be checking tickets. Especially if they want to get as much fines as possible to make money. They're not checking tickets on a train like that.
Yeah.
Logic would dictate that they should be able to find someone somewhere to put that money through. Because all they have to do is get that one person to find one fine, and that pays their wages for the day. Two of their wages for the day.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah. In fact, I think it was on the train where I got ill. Because what it was is there was a restaurant in Ipswich that was closing down.
Okay.
And me and some friends were like, oh, we'll go support them because they had the Saturday and Sunday, and then they were closing down the Sunday night.
Right.
So we'll go for a meal on the Saturday. We'll support them and show them a bit of love. And I thought, the day in question on the Saturday, I'd woken up, I'd gone to the gym, I'd done my laundry, I was feeling very active and very sort of let's do it, let's go.
Endorphins and all that.
Yeah,
Nice.
and so I was like, you know what? I'm not going to drive up. I will take the train. It's a good half hour.
I remember that day.
It was a good half hour walk up to the train station.
Mm-hmm.
A good half hour walk from the train station to the restaurant. Earn my meal.
Yeah.
Brilliant, fantastic. And then of course that's when I Snapchatted you because I was an idiot. Completely forgot to charge my phone before I left, and looked at my phone to connect my headphones and turn Spotify on. It was 50%. And I was like, fuck.
Yeah.
But unbeknownst to me, it was a football day, and the train was packed. And
yeah.
that night my throat got very, very croaky, so I think I picked it up then.
Yeah, it might have been.
Yeah, I should have just driven in my car. I wouldn't have been sick for the week. Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
These are the things. But this is like a public transport thing anyway, isn't it? I mean,
Yeah.
there's still so many people now that I see when I'm on like that train to hop over to Ipswich. So it's like because it's London Liverpool.
Yeah.
There's still so many people wearing like proper like grade thick masks, on the train. So what can you do?
It's the risk you take when you take public transport, basically.
Well, exactly. We used to do it beforehand.
Yeah.
So what's the problem now?
So, are you all calm now?
Oh yeah.
Have you moved on?
Yep, I've had my rant. I feel better.
Good. So, shall we talk about the cinema?
Let's. Because I had a very good time.
Shall we tell the people what we went to see?
We saw Puss
In Boots.
In Boots.
The Last Wish.
The Last Wish, which was really, really good.
It was.
I have one major flaw with it, which we'll put a pin in and circle back to.
You and your fucking pins.
Yes, I just said that to annoy you. Now, animation style.
Mm-hmm.
How did you feel?
I loved it.
I, at first, found it a bit odd.
Because they were going for like that comic booky animation style.
It did feel like a little bit into the Spider-Verse.
Yes.
But after a while, I felt it fit the narrative.
But they only did that sort of like during the action scenes.
Yeah.
In the like the normal talking calmer scenes, it was just
like normal
standard animation.
But it seemed very much like, I know you might have seen bits of it, but it seemed very much like Clone Wars and Bad Batch. It looked like they're hand drawn, and you could see like the brush marks and things like that. And I enjoyed that kind of animation. I thought it was really good.
I appreciated it. It made it look different. It made it look, not so much the word unique, because of course, as you said, Spider-Verse does it and everything. But it changed it up a little bit rather than just being another bog standard animation.
Yeah, 100%. Storyline
was good.
Yeah. I really enjoyed the story.
What I really liked is because, of course, this is where DreamWorks really does it well, especially with the Shrek films. I don't think they've done it really in more of their recent films, but like with the Shrek films, the Kung Fu Panda films, and the How to Train Your Dragon films, they are kids' films, yes.
Yeah.
But they're good enough for adults to be able to sit there and watch.
Yeah. Well, you think about, there wasn't many people in the cinema.
No.
But actually, the only children that were in there were right at the front, and there was only two of them. Everybody else was
adults.
Our age, or there was a couple of teenagers.
Yeah.
I can't even say we're teenagers anymore.
We haven't been able to say we're teenagers for about 10 years now, Paddy.
I know, but I still class myself as a teenager.
It was one of those ones where it's like, it's a kids' film, so your kids will love it, but it's got enough depth that an adult's not going to sit there going, I'm so sick of this,
The wolf, man.
The wolf, man.
The wolf. The wolf,
man.
Okay, the wolf, dude, was that.
That was the one thing I was going to say. It's not a bad point. It's just a comment of parents. When this appears on whatever streaming service it will eventually appear on, probably Paramount. If you think, this is a good one for my kids to watch, and I'm just going to put them in front of it and walk away,
do not leave them,
because there is just one moment in it which
I'd say there was like at least two.
There was one specific moment where I was like, oh my god, like it obviously doesn't affect us, but if I was a child and I saw that,
I'd have been scared.
Yeah,
I'd have been scared. I was a bit scared watching it. I was nearly 5. It was a little bit like,
I was like, okay. So parents, don't just put your kids in front of this and walk away. You're gonna have to sit with them.
Yeah.
Because there is a moment in there where you're gonna be like, okay.
Yeah.
Big names in it. Lots of big names. All very well acted.
Is it me, and I know I'm not this way inclined, but does Antonio Banderas' voice get sexier with age? He's got more gravelly.
He has got more gravelly.
I quite like it.
I'm not too sure.
You prefer a younger actor?
No. For me, it was more that he sounded tired.
Maybe.
I mean, of course, the whole idea is Pussy's getting old and everything.
Yeah.
So maybe he was putting it on, but I was sitting there going, he sounds like he's had enough.
Well, maybe he thought it was just going to be a bit of a cash grab.
Maybe
he just didn't think, because it has been massive.
Of all of all the cast, I would say Antonio Banderas, in my opinion, was the one who did the worst.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I don't think he was bad.
No, he wasn't bad.
I would have said out of everybody, I guess in that grand scheme of things, maybe he wasn't the strongest voice.
No.
But I feel like, I mean, he is old.
He is older.
He is older now. He's in his 60s.
Yeah. Sounds about right.
To IMDb.
To IMDb.
I'm 99.9% sure he is in his 60s.
Yeah. I have one thing to say about it though that I wasn't like. The opening song. Hated it.
I must admit, the opening song wasn't great.
Opening song was poorly written, and it went on forever.
Yeah, I did start to think the movie might have been more of like a musical because there was a couple of musical numbers. But I did think it was alright to.
Yeah, no, that opening song, it was like the same line just repeated over and over and over again, wasn't it? And I was like, okay, I'm getting bored now. Can we not say this line again?
Yeah.
For the 100th millionth time?
1960.
1960, so that's 40 plus another 23 years, that's 63. Yeah, so
I
he's
said
in his
63. Yeah.
That is my only real critique of the film.
And it's funny you should say about that line constantly repeating. You do not, and this is a health warning, people, okay? Do not do a shot game every time they do a shot when they say Puss in Boots. Okay? Because if you do, you're going to die.
You are going to die.
You die within the first 10 minutes. I've never heard anybody say Puss in Boots so much in a bloody Puss in Boots movie. It was crazy.
You know what we're doing now for my 30th birthday?
Oh, we're going to do that in America, aren't we? We're going to watch that and do shots.
We're going to watch that and do shots. Oh, that's going to be funny.
That will be funny. But yeah, I thought it was a good movie. Good overall.
Very good movie. You know, well CGI'd.
Yeah.
You know, and directed. All well acted. John Mulaney was hilarious.
Oh, it was taking me forever. I'm so glad you got it. I was just like, why do I know that voice?
Yeah.
But he's good.
I know. I was really sitting there going, I don't know his name, but he's from Big Mouth. I don't know his name, but he's from Big Mouth. And then it was like, about 5 minutes later, I was like, oh, John Mulaney! Yeah, that's it!
And I was like, who? And then you said Big Mouth. And I was like, oh my God, yes it is!
Yeah. Which I'm quite proud of, because me, normally with names and voices, it's normally you had to tell me.
Yeah.
Do you remember Rava, the Last Dragon?
Oh, yeah.
And like, it was...
Which character was it? I can't remember that.
Awkwafina's character.
Yeah. And I was just like, it's her from her.
Yeah, because that's the thing. Because I watched Raya, or Rava, whatever it's called.
Yeah.
And then, of course, we went and watched Shang-Chi, which she's also in. And I was sitting there and I was like, what is she in? What is she in? What is she in? And you looked at me and went, it's Awkwafina from Rava. How do you not know? And I was like, oh my God!
Yeah.
Because, normally it's the other way around. So I finally got to sort of tell you, oh, it's this person.
Made a change?
Yeah, it makes a
nice change. There was one little thing I was going to say.
Yes.
Is one massive plot hole. And it's not really a spoiler because they're within the first 10 minutes of the movie.
Yes.
Okay. Well, obviously, this is set in the universe of Shrek.
Yep.
Okay. And obviously, Goldilocks and the Three Bears is in this.
Yeah.
Well, the Three Bears have already been in Shrek, and Mama Bear was killed in the first Shrek.
And this is supposed to take
this place is
post Shrek. I thought that too, but then I was sitting there going, is there another nursery rhyme or something with bears in it?
I don't think there is.
I don't think there is either.
Because I think the whole point of the first Shrek was because they made the joke in the thing. Do you remember in the first Shrek when baby
this cage is too small? Yeah. Yes, but also what you've got to remember is they're fairy tale creatures.
I know.
So they can come back to life probably.
Yeah.
You know.
Possibly.
But yeah, I clocked that too, and I was like, hang on a minute, she's supposed to be dead.
That was my only.
But what it could be is because of course Papa and Baby Bear survived. Only Mama Bear got turned into a rug. What if it's a stepmother? Stepmummy Bear.
Yeah. They were older.
They weren't older.
Baby Bear wasn't so small.
No, he was like a young adult / teenager.
Maybe.
Oh yeah. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts of the day. Ben was ill.
I was ill. Do not push yourself. Like, even though I did.
Basically, what you're saying is don't walk to the train station, take train.
Don't push yourself when you're ill. Like, seriously, your company will probably replace you at the like that. So going out of your way and dragging yourself to work when you're ill, it's not worth it. I know I did it because I'm stupid, but yeah. So don't drag yourself to work when you're ill. Think about your own health first.
Exactly.
Buy your tickets online with cards. Don't use cash because you're just gonna get upset.
Or adjust and apply your staff correctly, and don't waste money where it doesn't need to be.
Spend your labour wisely. Yes.
Puss in Boots.
Puss in Boots was very good.
I enjoyed it.
I think that's it. Final thought.
People that don't like melted cheese are weird.
Yes. Fire her.
I can't. I like her too much. She's too good. But anyway.
But you know that meme from The Office of "Can I fire her? Not without cause. I have cause. She doesn't like pizza." That is cause enough. I'm telling ya. Fire her ass. She doesn't like pizza. Oh Christ. Disgusting. Okay.
And on that note, we shall end it for another day, I think.
Thanks for listening, guys. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much. We really appreciate it.
And we'll see you in the next one.
See you in the next one. Take care. Bye-bye.
Bye.